Einride just placed an order for roughly 500 Tesla semis, taking its electric truck fleet from about 250 vehicles to around 750, the largest publicly announced semi-order to date, surpassing Walmart's previous record of 370. The first trucks arrive next month, with the rest delivered in stages over the following 24 months. So this is very much a rollout rather than a fleet that shows up all at once. Tesla's own director of semi called it deepening the relationship rather than just closing a sale. And that wording is doing real work. This isn't a routine fleet purchase. It's Tesla's largest opportunity yet to prove the Semi can function as a genuine commercial freight platform rather than a limited pilot program confined to one friendly customer. Where these trucks actually operate is the real story. The 500 semis will run across California, Texas, New Jersey, Illinois, and Georgia. Different freight corridors, climates, traffic patterns, and charging environments all at once, which turns this into something closer to a nationwide stress test than a single controlled deployment. There's also a software layer worth noting. Amazon is the customer, while Einride manages the vehicles through its own Saga platform for routing and charging. That means the real test here isn't just whether Tesla can build an electric truck with sufficient range. It's whether the truck, the charging network, and third-party fleet software can actually work together at commercial scale. The financing structure matters too, and it's easy to skip past. Einride ended June with roughly $77 million in cash, while 500 semis at current quoted prices represent somewhere between $130 and $145 million in hardware. A gap Einride says is covered through third-party financing rather than its own balance sheet. That's a meaningfully different signal than a company simply writing a check from reserves, since it means outside lenders are willing to underwrite Tesla's semi-economics at real scale, not just Einride expressing confidence in the product on its own. Those economics are genuinely the center of the story. Tesla's own figures put semi-consumption at roughly 1.7 kilowatt-hours per mile, against an estimated 67 cents per mile in diesel fuel cost for a comparable heavy-duty truck versus about 20 cents per mile in electricity, a 47 cent per mile gap. On a truck covering 100,000 miles a year, that's roughly $47,000 in annual energy savings per vehicle. Scale that to Einride's 500 truck order, each covering 100,000 miles annually, and the fleet is moving about 50 million miles a year, which at that 47-cent advantage works out to a theoretical $23.5 million in energy savings annually, or somewhere around $235 million over a decade, before maintenance is even factored in. That's the actual justification for a $260,000 to $290,000 purchase price that looks steep next to a purchase price that looks steep next to a diesel truck on paper. The question that matters to a fleet operator isn't sticker price. It's cost per mile over hundreds of thousands of miles of service. Maintenance adds another layer to that math, though it deserves a caveat. A diesel truck carries an internal combustion engine, transmission, and exhaust aftertreatment systems that the Semi's electric architecture simply doesn't need, and even a modest per-mile maintenance advantage compounds madness at $100,000 miles a year. The often cited $400,000 plus in potential 10-year savings shouldn't be treated as guaranteed. Electricity prices, diesel prices, demand charges, and maintenance schedules can all move that number meaningfully. But it explains why Tesla can justify charging more upfront, if the truck reliably costs less to run. Charging speed is the other half of making that math real. Tesla's 1.2 megawatt Megacharger is rated to restore roughly 60% of range in 30 minutes, which, against the advertised 500-mile maximum, works out to about 300 miles recovered in a half-hour stop. Enough to cover a meaningful chunk of another freight leg rather than functioning as dead time. Which matters because every hour a truck sits idle is an hour it isn't earning. Production scale is where this order gets put in perspective. Tesla's dedicated semi-factory next to Gigafactory Nevada was designed for a theoretical capacity of 50,000 trucks a year and began ramping in April, with analyst estimates for 2026 deliveries in the 5,000 to 15,000 range. Against that 50,000 unit ceiling, Einride's 500 trucks represent only about 1% of the factory's theoretical annual output, which reframes the largest order ever headline. Tesla isn't building a factory around a few hundred trucks. It's building toward a scale where an order like this becomes routine rather than exceptional. Reaching 50,000 units a year would mean averaging roughly 4,167 trucks a month, a pace at which a 500-truck fleet deal stops looking historic and starts looking ordinary. Charging infrastructure is arguably the harder problem than manufacturing volume. A single truck charging at 1.2 megawatts is already a serious electrical load. 10 trucks charging simultaneously could theoretically demand 12 megawatts, and 50 trucks could reach 60 megawatts. What makes Einride's deployment useful here is predictability. Recurring freight routes across 5 specific states give Tesla real data on where trucks operate, how far they travel, and when they need to recharge, which lets Megacharger investment get built around actual fleet demand instead of a guess. A charger justified by hundreds of trucks running the same corridor repeatedly is a fundamentally different business case than one built for an uncertain pilot. There's also a longer-term angle worth watching. Einride's core strategy is a software and fleet intelligence layer sitting above hardware from different manufacturers, while Tesla is building the hardware, charging network, and autonomous driving stack itself. And Musk has floated autonomous semi-operation on roughly a 1-year horizon. If that timeline holds even partially, these 500 trucks could shift from conventional electric vehicles into connected, software-managed, and eventually autonomous freight assets, which would make this order matter far more in hindsight than its headline number suggests today. More trucks justify more charging infrastructure. More predictable routes make that infrastructure more efficient. And more connected vehicles generate the operational data autonomy actually depends on, each layer reinforcing the next rather than existing on its own. So the real question isn't whether Tesla sold 500 trucks. It's whether Tesla can build thousands of them fast enough, keep them charged efficiently at scale, and eventually automate enough of the operation to change freight economics rather than just offer a marginally cheaper truck to run. Today proves Tesla can sell hundreds of semis to a serious commercial fleet. The harder question is whether it can do that at 10 or 100 times the volume without the charging network or the software layer becoming the new bottleneck. Do you think Einride's bet on Tesla's charging and software stack pays off before a competitor gets there first? Or is 500 trucks still too small a sample to know either way?